Good evening and welcome to Formula Pi Round 5 Challenge Session 1. We'll be doing tonight the first 4 heats that we've got lined up for you tonight. Probably going to be a pretty quick session as these things are only 3 minutes long each. And like I say, only 4 of them, so 12 minutes of actual race time tonight. So probably 20 minutes, half an hour. So it's probably going to be a fairly nippy little session tonight. Good set of races lined up tonight. There's some fairly tight little heats here, which is really nice. I like it when they're tight. It's good. Looking at all the past results and stuff, they're very, very well matched tonight. This is good. So, without further ado, without spin view, actually was in my head I had spin view, I'm booting it up. So away we go. First up on the left-hand side tonight, we have the IT guy with his wonderful 3-striped, watercolour-y, marbly lid, which I really, really love. This is the IT guy's 4th season in Formula Pi. He's come 2nd, 4th and 23rd in previous results. Currently standing 7th. He's had a 2nd in his first challenge and a 2nd in his first race, so hopefully tonight the IT guy will get on really well in this. And next up we have WHacky Racer, last year's 2nd place competitors. Came 13th in another season of Formula Pi that they entered. This is their 3rd. They're currently joint 15th. They came 1st in their first challenge race with 2 laps on the board, but 5th in their race after failing to get off the line, if I remember correctly. Got some good times in testing this time round, actually got some laps in the right direction at 21 seconds. Forgot to mention the IT guy's best lap was 15.81 seconds. So on paper, the IT guy looks like the faster robot, but anything can happen, as we've seen regularly with Formula Pi. Anything can happen. As you can see tonight, placed delicately around the track, we have the 5 troll robots. Tim, you are in your rustly jacket, and I can hear you rustling from here. Take off the rustle jacket, please. I know it's cold in here, but, you know, I can hear you rustling. It's a waterproof jacket and it's great on microphones and I can hear him rustling from here. There he is. So much rustling. It's like autumnal leaves crunching in the corner of the office. So, Tim, are we ready to go, please? I think we booted the robots up early so that we could get a wiggle on tonight. So please, head off.
Okay, start light sequence, please.
So we have a red-green light sequence and then we'll be away with these first of 2 robots. That is the IT guy with the red light underneath and WHacky Racer with the green light underneath, I believe. And off, both robots are away. Ooh, the IT guy's made a bit of a messy start, spinning round, but now going in the right direction. Ooh, definite slow to avoid WHacky Racer there, who's now having trouble getting around the first troll bot, and they've both parked on each other. This could be a flip here from the IT guy if he pushes a little bit hard. Ooh, awkward to see a tangle so early. Let's hope they can free themselves off. Oh dear, WHacky Racer's doing its best. The IT guy's trying to reverse away out of the trouble. This looks tricky, and they've freed themselves. Excellent news. So that means both robots are now free. The IT guy is spinning around, trying to get his bearings. Will he go in the right direction? WHacky Racer now setting off in the wrong direction, so we count negative laps this year. But it will result in a 0 if it comes to negative laps in the end. We just count it as nothing. Not negative points or anything, because that would be really, really mean. Hopefully the IT guy will get out of this spin now. I'm not quite sure why he's spinning around. So that'll be interesting to look at afterwards. Now the WHacky Racer is upside down, but heading in the right direction. Will they dodge round that first robot? I don't know. I wonder why the IT guy is now spinning around. Is that a mechanical issue now? Is that a software issue now? Oh. I'm not sure what that is. It's unusual. WHacky Racer is now set off though and taken off their -1 off the lap count. And they've set off around the track, slowly dodging around the robots in their path. So good for WHacky Racer, actually making some avoidance, it's good. Steering away from the robots that it sees in its path before moving on. I'm not sure what's happening with the IT guy's robot. That's 1 lap on the board for WHacky Racer. So the idea tonight, for those that are new to Formula Pi, this is a challenge race. The idea being that 2 robots go head to head. And they have to try and avoid all of these static robots that have been placed in their path to try and encourage our racers to develop avoidance code, which is useful in racing. Because the first few seasons we had a Formula Pi, people were crashing into each other and not really taking care of the other robots. So we are trying to encourage the development of avoidance code so that people can go round the robots. It seems like WHacky Racer has some. There is some avoidance going on there. The IT guy, I'm not quite sure what's happening here. It's really unusual. I think that's definitely something we'll look into when the racing has finished to ensure that that is not a software issue or is a software issue, whichever it ends up being. Generally, if we find a software issue, we will rerun the robots in a session outside of time Sorry?
If there's a mechanical issue.
If there's a mechanical issue, yes. Sorry, did I say software issue? I meant mechanical issue. And we will rerun them if there's a mechanical issue. If there's a software issue, we will help you try to improve the software or tell you what's wrong so that you can improve it further. If we can. Yeah, within our abilities. As much as we can help, we will. But this is looking like it's going to be a win for WHacky Racer with 1 lap on the board. So that is it. That will be first place for WHacky Racer. That is 2 points for the win and 2 points for the lap they got on the board. And sadly, nul point for the IT guy. Not what they were hoping for, I'm sure. But fingers crossed, that is an easily fixed problem. I will get Tim to investigate that robot after the race. And we will get back to you and let you know what's happening. So, there we go. I've updated my little spreadsheet to let me know who's where and doing what. Let me... Did I read? Yeah. Yeah, good. Sorry, I'm doing about 3 jobs at once, as is always the way when I'm on the mic. I need like an assistant to tip-tap the keyboard on my behalf. I need someone like Samantha, and I'm sorry I haven't a clue. That would be really great. You could, sit on my right hand and do my work for me. That still makes me chuckle. It's really bad and it shouldn't, but it does. Right, moving on. Where is the laser display board? I know, right? The laser display board that they displayed. So sad about Jeremy Hardy as well. I don't know if anybody else is I'm sorry I haven't a clue fan, or whether it's just me. But one of the panellists from that show passed away last week, which was really sad. And yeah, it was all over Twitter, and it was very sad. I saw him perform it live when they came on tour, and it was amazing. He was brilliant, and he sang and everything, and everyone knows that he's got a brilliant singing voice, and he's wonderful. So yeah, it's really sad. But yeah, back to Formula Pi. Back to what we're here for, rather than me talking about radio shows. Yeah, weird. We'll look at that, the IT guide. We'll have a look. He's just saying he's back to work now. He's snuck off to watch, and now he's going back to work. So have a good day at work, Jamie. Have a lovely afternoon. Hope everything's going well with you, with the new job. Yeah, it's midweek. It's hump day. What more could you want? Bit of Formula Pi to try and lift your spirits a bit. Sorry it didn't quite work out today. We'll investigate it. So next up, we have another pair of contestants lining up. I'll shuffle my papers. On the outside lane with the red light underneath the robot, the second development team of Pico HulkenBorg is SerGPIO Pirez from Oxfordshire in the UK. They are currently sitting 8th on the leaderboard with a second in their first challenge heat with no laps and a first in their race with 29 laps, which is a great result. And a lovely pink spangly lid. What more would you want from a robot? And on the outside, we have IQaudIO currently sitting in 24th position, joint 24th position, with a second in their challenge and a 4th in their race with 0 laps. Best lap in testing was 17.31, and they've currently come 10th, 7th and 5th in the previous series of Formula Pi that they have entered, so one to watch for sure. Also, incidentally, sponsors of Formula Pi for this year, once again, the lovely Gordon has offered to sponsor us again and help us, which is wonderful, and we massively appreciate it. So go and check out all of IQaudIO's hats. My voice is just about holding out. I'm just about over my cold, which seems to have lasted forever. I'm still a bit croaky. So I sip my water. It's very croaky. Tim, what's happening with that robot? I just saw it go red.
Is there some issue with the light?
So this is an interesting issue with SerGPIO Pirez's robot. This is something we've not seen before. The light on the robot appears to be flashing, which is something that shouldn't happen. So the light would be orange when the robot is booting up, and then it should go red for when the robot is ready to race. But the light appears to be flashing. Tim's kicking the boxes now.
If you could bring the robot over to the table, I'll swap it over.
So we are going to swap SerGPIO Pirez's robot over, just to make sure that that light issue is not going to affect the racing. Okay, so you're going up, are you, Tim? Right, so this is going to be a slight pause to racing proceedings. How is everyone? Is everyone having a good week? My week was greatly improved this week because I got to meet my new nephew. He's only a week old. My sister has had a baby and he is absolutely beautiful. He's only 5.5 pounds, so he is tiny, teeny, tiny, but he's very beautiful. So hello. You're probably not listening because I imagine it's feed time now and I imagine they're getting ready for bed, but yes. He's very beautiful. I'm just looking at the chat, trying to catch up with everything that's going on. I can see Swinders, I can see Jamie, I can see Esteban. Hello, good evening. Come and join us in the chat if you're watching this live and ask questions if you'd like to know what's happening and how things are going. So as you can see in the top there, Aaron and Tim are racing to swap out the SD card from this robot and put it in another one just to make sure that the light is okay on that robot. We'll make sure that that is all right. The light should be solid for racing. And we make it clear that that light code should not be tampered with in any way. But if this is a mechanical fault, then swapping the robot out is the sensible thing to do. Swinder says, Auntie Claire, yes, I am, or Uncle Claire, depending on the day, because I'm quite tired this week. It has been Uncle Claire sometimes. But yes, Auntie Claire is very proud of little Heath. He's a wonderful, wonderful little boy. And he's dead cute. You can hold him in one arm. He's very small, but very beautiful. If you look on my Instagram, maybe there might be a picture of him and my sister, possibly. But yes, very proud. What's up? Anything obvious, visible? No?
We'll investigate that later.
We'll investigate that later. So that's 2 minutes now. Booting time we'll give again for SerGPIO Pirez and see what is happening. Yes, my head is swimming with GPIO 0 at the moment. I know that's not a library that we use much in Formula Pi, or at all in Formula Pi, I don't think. However, that's what I've been doing this week. My head has been swimming in that because we're adding some of the Mod My Pi hats into GPIO 0 for everyone's enjoyment. So my head is swimming with Python this week. And yeah, very much enjoyed that. It's my first proper exposure to Python. I've not really done a lot of that before. I've, all of a sudden been dragged kicking and screaming into modern day coding. It's a whole new world. It's very new and novel. Still a flicker on that light. It just went red, flicked, and then went back to amber. So that... Okay. It's now gone solid red. Well, at this point, all we can do is run it and investigate, I think. Is that a sensible thing to do? Or do we pull this heat and run it tomorrow night after investigating?
We will run this.
Run this now?
Yep.
Okay. So we'll have to investigate why that light is flashing, because it shouldn't be. Pico, we will be in touch. That's very unusual. That's happened on 2 robots, so we can yes, please send them away.
Okay, we'll start light signal, please.
Yep, we will have to investigate SerGPIO Pirez' robot, and that is IQaudIO setting off now on a clean first lap, it looks, staying wide. Ooh, glancing dangerously close to that robot. That is rather unusual. So, I'm just having a look through the rules as we speak. I believe that if that is code interfering with the light, I'm not sure if we can award points. I'll have to check the rules to see what we've put in about that. It's been a while since I have reviewed them. We can check that later. I'm just reading through. Can't actually see anything in the rules. We might have avoided putting that in, but that was certainly something that we don't want playing with, because it's something we need for commentary. We'll have to review that and get back to you. At the moment, IQaudIO is making a meal of this, now getting stuck on the trollbot. Same with SerGPIO Pirez. Let's see how it's now getting on. Bit of avoiding, quite a sinusoidal pattern to driving there. So Swinders is saying would be silly, could be triggering the restart test code. Would be silly in a challenge. Yeah, that's true. Actually, could be triggering that, but it seems to be driving constantly. So yeah, the lights are definitely something we need, and that should not be changed. I'm surprised there's not a rule there. We'll have to have a chat about that and see how it goes. Currently, SerGPIO Pirez is leading with 2 laps. IQaudIO have 1 lap. Now 3 laps for SerGPIO Pirez with 20 seconds left on the clock. IQaudIO now up to 2 laps. Probably unlikely to change the result at this stage. I think this is probably how the result is going to look for the end of this race. That's it, and we're done. We are currently, this is heat 2. We've now finished. IQaudIO with 2 laps, SerGPIO Pirez with 3 laps, taking the win. I imagine that result will be investigated, purely because the light should not be played with. There's not actually a rule, but I believe there is a listing in the code.
We will check.
Okay, we have to double check. But the lights should not be played with under any circumstances. So provisional result for that heat is first place for SerGPIO Pirez with 3 laps, and second place for IQaudIO with 2 laps. I whiz around all my little screens doing all my little jobs. Next up, whilst Aaron repositions the trollbots and puts the robots out on the track, we have heat 3 here with, on the outside, Swinders, Formula Pi regular, currently in 11th place this season, with a 2nd place in his first challenge and a 2nd place in his first race with 23 laps. Previous Formula Pi results are 12th, 2nd, 9th and 20th, so a bit of a mixed bag, but 2nd being the best. Current fastest lap from Swinders in testing is 16.84 seconds. That was in the first testing round, with an average of 17.8.06. So looking good for Swinders. And in the green light robot on the outside lane, there is the 3rd place robot. I think robot team. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Then they are from Villeneuve-d'Ascq in France. They are currently sitting in 3rd with a 1st place in their first challenge and a 1st place in their first race. Best lap time is 17.67 in testing, and a previous Formula Pi result of 17th place. Oh, sorry, I've completely lost my train of thought there now. I'm thinking about 8 things at once here. My brain is a bit mush today. I've been elbow deep in Python and building things today, so my mind is quite the mush at the moment. Are we ready to go? No, we still haven't had 2 minutes. I can see there's no light there from the robot. I was playing with components, and I think I've thrown a capacitor on the floor as well, which is... I can't find... Oh, no, there it is. Found it. Playing with a little capacitor, I was fiddling. I am back at full capacity. I found all my capacitors. Oh, you little beauty. So, actually, things we should talk about whilst we're waiting for these robots to boot up before we finish. The the Raspberry Pi big birthday weekend. What's everyone's plans? Who's involved? Where are you going? What are you doing? We are probably going to be at a jam of some description, but haven't decided where yet. We were thinking of doing our own, but we've just had too much on our plates. We're currently helping build some bits and pieces for Pi Wars. We've got a couple of product launches in the pipeline, for HulkenBorg at least, and Mod My Pi always have things going on, so I'm still writing tutorials and building things and going to jams and stuff with that. So what's everyone up to? Where are you heading to? Swinders is asking what type of capacitors. They are axial ones, I believe. These are axial ones, aren't they? Not surface mount.
If you show me, rather than just showing me the length, that one on the right will be a tantalum.
A what?
A tant.
Tantalum?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that just looks like a ceramic.
It's a ceramic one. So my knowledge of capacitors is limited. I'm learning electronics really slowly. They were ones I used at Christmas when I was doing the mince pie thing. Yes, please, Tim, send the robots away. Swinders is ready to go. Swinders is in the chat as well. Attending Bognor Regis Jam on 2nd of March. Excellent, that's a good one. Always see that one hovering around on Twitter. It's good. So, both robots away. Oh, Swinders go straight into first troll bot, leaving Think Robots who go through the gap in between. Hopefully Swinders can free himself now. Think Robot's struggling with that robot there. Nobody's got a lap on the clock yet, but a backwards lap, I think, for Swinders there. Hopefully he can turn around. Nope, there he goes. Red light underneath the robot for Swinders, green light for Think Robotics team. I just realised I can't hear myself in my headphones tonight. Oh no, that was better. Just realised the only reason I could hear myself was because I had one headphone off. It's partly because I can't hear Tim when I've got the headphones on. Which is a blessing sometimes. Love you. So that is 2 laps on the board for Think Robotics. Swinders now going in the right direction, staying wide now for this lap. Can they get round? Yes. So Swinders is really hugging the outside barrier where there are no robots. Quite a wise move, apart from the Think Robotics team that have just all of a sudden occupied the outside lane. Swinders now has a proper run-on. This is amazing. I've had a word to you about reacting before things happen, because remember, you're on a delay. Tim. He's reacting as he sees them rather than as I see them, and then he gives it away. But Swinders now hugging the wall and rattling round the track, avoiding all of the robots. Well played. Wonderful move. That is great. Stop clapping. Stop making noise. I've warned you about this. You give the game away. So Swinders now using that outside line fully to his advantage. This could be good for Swinders tonight. This could really improve him on his 11th place. Looking good here. So 3 laps. Can Swinders in 47 seconds get a lap up on Think Robotics team? It's going to be tight. Could happen. We can't see Swinders. He's hugging the wall so tightly that he's just dropping out of the view of the cameras. But he's there. Look, coming round for the 4th lap now. Can he overtake Think Robotics team in half a lap and take the win here in astonishing style? I've lost. There's Think Robotics. They've stuck. He's lapped him. Oh no, he's collided. Oh no, he was doing so well and he just swooped in. Can he get round this robot? No, he's going back the other way. Oh, clutching the win from the jaws of victory, even. Clutching defeat from the jaws of victory. That was so close for Swinders. That could have been incredible. Sadly, that's 1 lap off his total now because he's gone backwards, and that is it. That was an incredible finish. The outside line was really working well for you there, and then it all just went to pot at the end. So, in 2nd place with 3 laps, it is Swinders. And in 1st place, taking the 2nd win of their season in terms of challenge rounds, it is Think Robotics team completing their clean record so far this season. Wonderful. What a great little heat.
Hats off to him for knowing how predictable I am.
Let me put your mic on so you can talk for a bit. No, your mic's not on. It looks like your mic's not plugged in, possibly. I imagine it's this end, it's not plugged in. Whatever. But yes, amazing heat. Really good. I think we unplugged you because you were making too much noise. And even when you're unplugged, even when you're plugged in, you're making too much noise. Right, so that is it so far for that heat. Looking good. That has improved Think Robotics team position in the leaderboard. They are now provisional leaders. That will change. I imagine that Pico, HulkenBorg and Piehard will do well, but we'll find out the answer to one of those questions in the next heat, and this is the final heat for tonight. So this is it. Let me ta-da! So, on the outside, we have another Formula Pi regular. It is Rasperras Infierno in their fifth season of Formula Pi. They're currently sitting 12th on the leaderboard with a second and a third in their races so far. Previous results in Formula Pi have been 5th, 3rd, 8th and 24th. I don't have any testing times for them so far this season, so I don't know what their form is, but it's so great to have them back. We're really pleased to see them again. And finally, on the outside, our current Formula Pi leaders, it is Pico HulkenBorg from Oxfordshire in the UK. This is the head team of the two teams that they have entered. Currently a first in their first challenge race and a second in their first race with 29 laps. It was clearly a stacked race. I think the winner got 31 laps in that one. Best testing time in the first round of testing was 17.2 seconds with an average of 17.75. Previous results for Pico HulkenBorg are a 21st and a 10th. So hoping here to improve on the 9 laps they got in their first challenge round, which was really, really impressive. That's the biggest number of laps that we've seen in a challenge so far. So that's, as you're looking at them there, it is Rasperras Infierno on the left with the red light, and lovely coordinated with the lids, actually both robots here tonight. Pico HulkenBorg on the right with the green light. So you've got a red lid with a red light and a green light with the green lid. You've done really well here. The random lane assigning robot has done well tonight. It doesn't take colour coordination into account. It's clearly random. It should though. Maybe I can code that in. Lid colour, green. So, more biased towards green. I won't, because I'm just using shuffle. That is all. This should be a solid little heat, actually, and this will be good to see how this goes. Looks like Pico does not have the same light trouble as their sister or brother team, sibling team, SerGPIO Pirez. Beg pardon? We should change them to port and starboard. Let's not confuse. I can't tell my left from my right or port from my starboard, so it doesn't matter. You could call it apple and pear, and it doesn't. Left and right. It's difficult for me. I have no idea.
We are ready when you are.
Good. Please send them away, and then we can call it a night and investigate some of the robots that we've seen tonight. So green, red, green. This should be a good little heat. This one. Tasty little lineup. And then we'll be off for the last time tonight. Both robots are away. Pico running into the barrier to start with, but Rasperras getting away cleanly and avoiding the robots nicely. Lovely avoidance there from Rasperras Infierno. That looks very, very good from them. So good start from them. Pico has beached. Oh no! Pico has got stuck on the barrier. Oh, well, Rasperras Infierno have got their first lap. Can Pico free themselves to get some more laps? This could be damaging to their challenge here for the leaderboard. As it stands, the provisional leaderboard so far puts the Think Robot team in the lead here with the win they just had in the previous heat. If Pico cannot get off the board here, that will stand, and we will have a new Formula Pi leader. That would be an upset. Looks like Pico have freed themselves now. They are off. They've set off around the track. Oh, but they've beached again! Oh, no. They're just going for the barriers. They're causing so many perils. There's Rasperras coming around for their second lap here. So taking a bit of a lead now. They've got a clean start. They seem to be avoiding very, very well. So that is really good from the Rasperras team. Oh, a little bit of a nudge there. But Pico now piling in. Oh, so that is a three-way pile-up now. This is looking busy for both of these robots. Rasperras has managed to free themselves, though. They are now travelling upside down and in the wrong direction. Impressive. Hopefully they can spin themselves around and get going in the right direction as Pico sets off again. So Pico now getting a bit stuck on some of the robots. Trying to wake their way round. Now Rasperras have come back round again for a third lap. We're about halfway through here. So this could... I think Pico now with one lap. That's 2 points on the board. So that would put them equal with the Think Robot team. If they don't get another lap in here in the last minute, I think they probably will. That could be it, but it really gives a chance for Piehard to extend their lead tomorrow night when Piehard run. So it looks like Rasperras have got 4 laps in. Great, this is brilliant for their challenge here. Pico really struggling now on this start, but heading for the line. I think that is it. That means that Pico does pull ahead, only by 2 points though, so that's still a good chance for Piehard to extend their lead. Oh, it's a big collision. What a big collision. That sent Rasperras the wrong way round now, but hopefully they can spin themselves around, which they have, and they're off again. Pico is now spinning around, but he's been bumped into one of the troll bots and is stuck again. This has been a really eventful heat. Busy. Stuck now, though. It seems like everyone has stopped, and I think the clock is slowly going to tick down in this heat. I believe this could be it. So, oh, final last gasp there as both robots move, but that's it. Time's up. So, in second place we have Pico HulkenBorg with 2 laps. And in first place we have Rasperras and Infierno with 5 laps. A great result from them. Not the biggest we've seen so far this season. Pico still has the most laps in a challenge. But that was a great little heat. Tasty little driving there from both robots. Lovely. Good to see. So that means the provisional leaderboard of Pico HulkenBorg's ahead with 2 points. Sync the Robot are in second place with 30 points, with Piehard in third with 24 points still to run tomorrow night. They are provisional results. We will investigate the IT guy spinning round robot and make sure that wasn't a mechanical. We will investigate SerGPIO Pirez's flashing light. That is a concern because that should not happen. And what was the other one we were going to investigate? I think that was it, wasn't it? Yes, that's all. We'll let you know what we find either on the Discord or via email. And yes, we'll do our best to keep you updated. We'll be back tomorrow night, 6:30. For more racing, we'll do at least 4 heats tomorrow night, and we will rerun any that we need to tomorrow night, I guess. Tim's nodding. Excellent. Have a good evening, everyone. And we will see you tomorrow. Have a great one. Bye.